one thing that I always wondered about, like, and I'm going to say women because I don't date men. I don't know how they operate when these types of things are brought up. I always wondered why y'all don't give the grace of time. Why don't y'all give the grace of time? And I mean real time. Like, because listen to what I'm saying.
Because women are going to say, I'm not going to wait for you to change. I'm going to start dating other people. And then you might meet someone that's your husband. I'm 37 years old. I don't have time to... Maybe I could do that when I was 25. I could say, there's some red flags here, but you know what? Let me give him a chance. At this age, I got to look at my cards and say, these eggs are rotting. I don't have many eggs left. I'm not going to place my bets on someone who already has so many things working against him. That the time he needs to change, save it for another bitch.
Okay, fair enough.
Save it for another bitch. I need a guy who's already went through that mental process. At my age, to be honest. Maybe if I was 25, I could do something like that. But at this age, you know, I had an ex-boyfriend where I was like, oh, he might be the one, but he's got bipolar disorder. Let me give it a chance. And it didn't work out. So I'm like, I'm not doing that anymore.
Like, my whole point of what I was saying was, in reality, I just feel like the gift of time is not given more so from women to men.
From my life perspective, I gave the gift of time a lot of times and it never worked out. So as a grown-ass woman who's learned from life experiences, I'm not doing that anymore because I've done the let's see where this goes thing. And at my age, I'm not doing that. But
then how do you know when you find somebody that's worth anything if a hard time is like relationships go through shit.
Yeah, I know.
So what, I mean, of course everybody, and I'm not going to ask you to say it, but I mean, of course everybody has their boundaries, but like there's going to be a time, whether it's big or small, if even in this relationship, there's going to be a time where you're going to have to what's the shit you keep saying? Let's see how it goes. Not see how it goes. What the phrase you keep saying, like where you did that when you were younger and things. Like there's gonna be a time where you're gonna have to put up with bullshit.
Oh, I'm not doubting that. I'm not saying every relationship's perfect or I'm gonna find a perfect relationship, but I think if you have like a strong foundation, you're gonna be able to get through those things better. You know?
But I feel like it shows you if you have a strong foundation or not, because it's like you said. I mean, we've all seen the movies. We've all heard those stories and seen those stories where the foundation is a lie. And it's like, all right, you actively trying to not waste time could possibly turn into you wasting more time.
But I've already lived the other experience and it never worked.
But that's I mean, I feel what you're saying. And I'm not blaming you because, I mean, what you're saying is real. You know what I'm saying? When women get a certain age and things like that, I've been I've been a victim of hearing, you know, I ain't got all the time in the world. And bitch, that is between you and God. I didn't make that your thing. Like, I can't speed up my process when it comes to this time shit. If we're gonna give time if we're going to submit to not knowing the future, then we have to know that you can't put a stamp on none of this shit.
But I also don't think it's a huge risk to turn someone down either. Like what's the risk in saying, like, it's not like that's the only good person. Like, let's say that could have been a good person for you. It's not the only possible good person for you. So if you weigh your options out and you're like, hey, I don't think I'm going to trust this person, I might be missing out on something, but that doesn't mean there won't be someone else that's a good fit for you.
Fair enough.
You know, so it's like,
but I also feel like that doesn't mean,
you know,
that it is. I'm saying,
but nothing's certain.
That's what I mean.
I think anything in life is a gamble, and that's just like, so whether I went with him or whether I didn't, we can argue this conversation either way. Like we can say like, oh, but how could you be so certain? So like, I can only use my own inner compass, like my own inner guidance, and if my intuition is saying, get the fuck out of here, I'm just going to listen to that voice. And like, we can talk about all these hypotheticals, but what if you saw it out and he changed? I don't know. My inner
last question about that would be,
Hey guys, it's me, your host, Andrea Pranzatelli. If you enjoyed this clip today, please don't forget to hit subscribe. It is my dream to become a full-time podcaster, and your support helps more than you could possibly know. So again, hit that subscribe button to help me keep the momentum going on this channel. Also, for every single clip, there is a link in the description to the full episode if you would like to hear the full episode. And I also have a link to my Instagram below if you'd like to follow me on Instagram as well. So that's it. Have a good day, guys. Bye.